Hey there, fellow Americans. Breaking news that's got everyone talking. Congress just dropped a bombshell with a massive $4,000 stimulus package. And yes, you heard that right, it comes with an extra $250 monthly raise. But before we dive into all the juicy details about who qualifies and how to get your hands on this money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on crucial updates about stimulus payments, government benefits, and financial news that could put more money in your pocket. Now, let's get into what's probably on everyone's mind right now. Is this really happening? The answer is yes, and it's bigger than anyone expected. After months of heated debates and negotiations, Congress has finally reached a bipartisan agreement on this groundbreaking stimulus package that's set to provide much-needed relief to millions of Americans still struggling with inflation and economic uncertainty. But what makes this stimulus different from previous ones? And why should you be paying extra attention to this particular package? The most striking feature of this new stimulus bill is its two-pronged approach. First, there's the direct one-time payment of $4,000, which is substantially more generous than previous stimulus checks. Then there's the additional monthly raise of $250 that's designed to provide sustained support rather than just a one-time boost. But here's what's really interesting: the qualification criteria have been significantly expanded compared to previous stimulus packages. Are you wondering if you'll qualify this time even if you didn't for previous payments? Let's break down the eligibility requirements that everyone's asking about. For single filers, the income threshold has been set at $75,000 annually, while married couples filing jointly can earn up to $150,000 and still qualify for the full amount. But here's something that might surprise you: even if you earn more than these thresholds, you might still be eligible for a reduced payment. The phase-out rate is much more gradual this time around, meaning more middle-class families will receive at least partial payments. Have you checked your 2022 tax returns to see where you stand? The monthly $250 raise component is particularly interesting because it's structured differently from anything we've seen before. Unlike the child tax credit payments from 2021, this raise isn't limited to families with children. Instead, it's designed to help offset the continued impact of inflation on household budgets. But what exactly do you need to do to ensure you receive these monthly payments? And how long will they continue? One of the most pressing questions people have been asking is about the distribution timeline. The good news is that the IRS is already gearing up for the massive task of distributing these payments. Direct deposits are scheduled to begin June 1st. But there's a catch: you need to make sure the IRS has your current banking information. Have you updated your information on the IRS portal recently? If not, you might want to do that right away to avoid any delays in receiving your payment. For those wondering about paper checks and EIP cards, the distribution schedule will be slightly different. Paper checks will start going out approximately 1 week after the direct deposits begin, while EIP cards will follow shortly after. But here's a pro tip that could save you weeks of waiting if you haven't already set up direct deposit with the IRS. Now is absolutely the time to do it. Why wait for a paper check when you could have the money in your account on day one? The $250 monthly raise will be distributed separately from the one-time $4,000 payment. And this is where things get really interesting. The program is initially set to run for 12 months, but there's already discussion about extending it based on economic conditions. But what happens if your financial situation changes during this period? Don't worry, the bill includes provisions for adjusting your benefits if you experience significant changes in income or family status. Something that sets the stimulus package apart from previous ones is its focus on financial education and support services. Along with the direct payments, the bill includes funding for free financial counseling services to help recipients make the most of their stimulus money. Have you thought about how you'll use your stimulus payment? While it might be tempting to spend it all at once, financial experts are suggesting some smart strategies for maximizing its impact on your long-term financial health. The bill also includes special provisions for certain groups that have been particularly hard hit by recent economic challenges. Small business owners, gig workers, and self-employed individuals will find some additional benefits tailored specifically to their needs. Are you part of any of these groups? You might be eligible for additional support beyond the basic stimulus payment and monthly raise. One aspect that's generating a lot of buzz is the bill's approach to tax implications. Unlike some previous stimulus payments, this one comes with some important tax considerations. The $4,000 payment is tax-free. But what about the monthly $250 raise? How will it affect your tax situation for 2023 and 2024? These are crucial questions that everyone needs to understand before making plans for their stimulus money. The payment system has been streamlined compared to previous stimulus distributions, but there are still some potential hurdles to be aware of. What happens if you've moved recently? What if you've changed banks? What if you share custody of children? These situations could affect how and when you receive your payments, so it's important to understand how to handle them properly. For those who don't typically file tax returns, there's good news. The IRS will be launching a special non-filer portal similar to what was used for previous stimulus payments. But the question is, when will this portal be available? And what documentation will you need to have ready? The answers to these questions could mean the difference between getting your payment on time or facing significant delays. The bill includes some interesting new features designed to prevent fraud and ensure payments reach their intended recipients. But what steps do you need to take to protect yourself from stimulus-related scams? Unfortunately, every stimulus program brings out scammers trying to take advantage of people's expectations, so staying informed about legitimate communication channels is crucial. One of the most frequently asked questions is about dependents. The new bill includes enhanced benefits for those with dependents, but the rules are slightly different from previous stimulus packages. How many dependents can you claim? What age limits apply? And what documentation will you need to provide? Understanding these details could significantly impact the total amount you receive. The monthly raise portion of the bill includes some flexibility in how it can be received. Recipients will have options for how they want to receive their $250 direct deposit, paper check, or even loaded onto a government-issued debit card. But which option is best for you? Have you considered the pros and cons of each payment method? For those receiving other government benefits like Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, there's important information about how this new stimulus will interact with your existing benefits. Will it affect your eligibility for other programs? Will it count as income for benefit calculations? These are crucial questions that many recipients need answered before the payments begin. The bill also includes provisions for those who might have been overlooked in previous stimulus programs. College students, adult dependents, and mixed-status families will find more inclusive eligibility criteria this time around. But what documentation will these groups need to provide to prove their eligibility? And how should they prepare for the application process? Looking ahead, many people are wondering about the long-term implications of this stimulus package. How will it affect inflation? What impact will it have on the job market? And most importantly, what should recipients do to prepare for when the payments eventually end? These are important considerations that everyone should be thinking about while planning how to use their stimulus money. The implementation of this stimulus package will be a massive undertaking for the IRS and other government agencies. What can you do to make sure your payment isn't delayed by administrative issues? Are there any preemptive steps you should take? Understanding the process can help you avoid common pitfalls and delays. Remember, staying informed is crucial as this situation continues to develop. While the basic framework of the stimulus package is set, there could be adjustments to implementation details or additional guidance issued as we get closer to the June 1st start date. Have you thought about how you'll stay updated on any changes or new requirements? Before we wrap up, let's address some common misconceptions about this stimulus package. No, you don't need to pay anything to receive your payment. No, you don't need to call the IRS to claim it. And no, legitimate government agencies will never ask for your personal information through email or text messages. Being aware of these facts can help you avoid scams and ensure smooth delivery of your payments. As we conclude, remember that this stimulus package represents a significant opportunity for millions of Americans to improve their financial situation. Whether you're planning to pay off debt, build an emergency fund, or invest in your future, the key is to have a plan before the money arrives. Have you started thinking about how you'll make the most of this opportunity? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave a comment below with your thoughts on this new stimulus package. Are you eligible? How do you plan to use the money? Your experience and insights could help other viewers navigate this process. Stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the June 1st rollout date. And thanks for watching.